want some basic functionality without having some variation.
Yeah. Okay. Generally, array is a collection of items, what you said, but with a similar data type, right?
Yeah.
They're homogeneous. Here, coming to structs, it is also a collection of data fields with different data types. Okay.
Oh yes.
So let's start. Let's import package when we need. Okay. So I'm defining a struct employee. So we can say we can define fields and data types. We can have different types of fields, data types. So anything. Generally, what employee will have, they will have ID, and it can be integer or it can be any type. It can be string. And in Golang, we have few things like int 16, int 32, int 4. They will ask this question. So some data types which are not there in other languages like this. So they'll ask this question like int 16, 32 and float 32 like this. So these are the data types.
Okay.
And I can have then, so I'm not going to depth. So string. So I'm just defining only two variables now.
Okay.
Sorry, two fields. So let's create an object for this employee. So we can do it in different ways. We can create object and we can assign values using dot operator. We can do directly using like composite literal. We can do like that also. So let's do like this. So FMT don't. So FMT is nothing but standardized package, like how we have standard input output, right, in C, like that.
Okay.
And I think it's silly, but don't forget this. So if you're using any package and the method should be capital, remember this, because why we are using capital letters, because do you remember we have scopes like public scope, private scope, right? So
oh yes.
in Java we define the scope, public, class, main, like this we'll define, right? If you define public, that we can use that class. We can use that class in other packages also. So in Golang, we don't have any like that. So internal, what we'll say, suppose if you define any method as a capital letter, so it is in public scope. We can use that method outside of this package also. So
okay.
ID is 1, it's an integer, and name summits. Okay. Let's run this. So before running, what I'm going to do is you have to set go path. In local, suppose if you want to set go path, you can set go path, or if you can place this file in go root, it will also work. Or I'm going to use dependency management, so I'm using go mod here. So we have like go deep also there. I prefer using go mod. So how to hide this? So let's define one go mod module. And module name is, let's try. Okay, let's run this program. You can see, and just struct. You can see it's in flower brackets. Suppose if it's slice, it will be in square brackets.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one way to define a struct, an object for a struct. Let's do it in different time. So we can do like this. So we can assign values like this also. ID equal to. So it's a string, right? So I have to use in double quotes. So why? So we need to print this. If not, obviously in Golang we will get error, right? Suppose if any variable is defined and if you're not using that, definitely it will show an error. So this is one way. This is one way of creating an object and assigning fields using dot operator, or we can do some other ways also. So let's do like this. I'm going to use short declaration. So if you're using a short declaration, we can define only local variables. We can't define global variables. I think you know global variables means the global variables which are defining outside of the function, and it can be used in any function in this package. Suppose if you're defining any local variables, we can use that variables only inside that function. So we can use short declaration only for defining only local variables. So this is short declaration. So we can define like this also. So I already showed you, right? Suppose I want to skip one value. Suppose I want to skip the name. I just want to only ID. So at the time we can do like this also. Suppose, or you can skip ID and you can add name also. It's anything. So if you want to skip any values, you have to specify. I have to specify this field name. If not, if you're not specifying field name, let's see. So it's showing error, right?
Okay.
So if you want to skip any value, just specify the field name and colon, like how we are doing key value pairs like this. You can remember.
Okay. So it's basically like acting as a constructor, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same. So this is one way of creating a struct object, and actually I'm trying to remember basics. So this is one way. Okay. Okay. Suppose I want to define any struct without like creating any like this. So let's try this. Student struct and you can say this structure can be user defined type. So we can create any object using this. Like you can see how we did. Generally, you remember when we're creating variables, this is a var keyboard and this is the identifier. I mean name of the variable. It can be anything, right? Var a integer. So,
Oh yes.
So we can define struct as an user. We can say this is an object of an employee, or we can say it is an employee is an user defined type also.
Okay.
We don't want to create any user defined type, and sometimes we like where we will use this is sometimes when you need for generating any response or storing it in DB at the time, it will be useful. So we can define any struct like this also.
Okay.
So we can add more. And I will ask you one thing later, because remember this, why I'm adding capital here. Can't we use small? Did you get that doubt?
Yeah, I know, because I already know.
Why I'm using capital now?
When we are trying to convert into JSON, only the fields which are capital will be.
Yes. Not only JSON, because generally we prefer JSON as a small. If you see any APIs, you won't find JSON in the capital letters.
Oh yes.
So for writing JSON simple, we will do like this: JSON equal to ID.
Okay. So what we do call this, like you did like JSON, right? Do we have any technical term for that?
What is the meaning? I didn't know that technical term.
Like adding that JSON field and saying ID. Like, is there any?
Yeah, we have 1 minute. I forgot to see. try to ask tomorrow. I'll try. I will get this. I forgot the name.
Okay. So
Not
can
only
we use
JSON,
for some any other
not only
purpose?
actually not only for JSON. We will add it for what it is. I forgot the name. MongoDB also we will use like this.
Okay.
And MySQL, some map structures we prefer writing here directly. So we can do that. Not only for JSON.
Okay. Okay.
I forgot the name of this file. So I'll note down. I forgot. So we can do structs like this. We can define a struct like this also. So we'll go into structs depth one by one when we're working on. So you will get an idea when we are working. We'll go into depth. So what we'll do is this is all about structs. Let's execute this one. What's printing? Now let's go to the slice. I think we already discussed, right? What is the difference between array and structs? In Golang, we have another data structure called slice. So I think you have already worked, right? Any idea between what is the difference between array and slice?
Actually, in C# we have arrays and we have list. Is it like the same?
Yes.
Slice is basically like a list.
Yes. Generally, suppose why we prefer using slice, I will tell you. Suppose in array means we need to while we're defining array, we need to specify the length of an array.
Yeah. Yes.
In future, suppose let's take it as a practical. You define one user's array.
Okay.
Of size some 100 or 1000. So after some time, after your project is going to scale up, the users count will be 1000 or more than 1001. What happened? Your length of the size slice array is 1000, but you have users 1001. So what happened is you will get indents out of range error will get.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but with slice like list, you can see in list we have one method called append.
Yes. Yeah.
So the same way here also slice we will have append. So we can append it. Generally, what we'll do is we will define an empty slice and later we will append it.
Okay.
So that's the one way to do that. So let's define a slice. And so I'm going to keep like this one. So today is the first day, right? So I'm not going very depth. So it will be hard for you guys if I go live. So initially it will be feel like boring because of basics things. Once you're entering to like doing some like project idea, when you're implementing the APIs, then it will be interesting. So let's define a slice. I want to define an employee slice. So I already said that previous. These are all we can use it like a user defined type. So I'm defining in a slice of type employee. Now, can you tell me in employee slice, what can we keep? What are the elements of which type we can add?
Only of type employee.
Yes, we can add only of type employee. So like array, it starts with index starts with 0. So this is the one way to create an employee slice, or we can do like this also. I say right, we have employee, we have an append method, right? Let's work on employee append method. So we can do like this also.
Okay. Will line 30 creates exception because we're directly trying to append to index 0, right? So
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Because we don't have any size right here, it even
Yes.
any size, so it will be an error.
Okay.
You can say index out of range.
Yes.
So at the same time, if you do like this, so we have to print this, right? Okay, now it works.
Okay.
And we can use we can define slice using make function or new keyword. Try to this that. And let me tell you one thing. Find this. If you go through tutorials or if you go somewhere, you can find this solution also. Or if you know, tell me. So I'm creating another slice. Can we append two slices?
Like merging two slices into one.
Yes. Can you tell me how? Any idea? Just basic.
Maybe we can create a new slice and iterating one of the slice, two slices, and
No need.
maybe.
No need. A simple task. Just work on this. Just try to find. It's easy only.
Okay.
If you go through tutorial somewhere, you can find how to. Let me show you that. So this is a slice, right? So I will append one slice. Slice emp append. I want to append employee slice. You can see you never use no. Sorry. Already showed, I think.
Yeah, I used it this,
Yeah.
but
This is a problem. Sometimes this is a problem because it's already will come predefined. Where is dot? So this is called ellipsis. This is called ellipsis. Okay. So by using ellipsis, we can append two slices.
Okay.
So this one way, and try to work on that defining a slice using make function and new keyword also. So let me know if you have any doubts. Definitely will get doubts when you're working with make function.
So I have one doubt, like what is the difference between append and make?
So make function is used to define slice.
Okay.
Append is we are appending elements to a slice, or we are appending any other slice to a slice.
Okay.
So make function and new keyword, they both are using, like how we define slice here.
Oh yeah.
So like this, we can use define slice using make function and new keyword also.
Okay.
So when you're working on this, when you go through the tutorial somewhere, any blog, there will be in make function, we use specify length and capacity.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely, if you're working, if you go to the depth, you will get some doubts. What is the difference between length and capacity? Why we are using that? So if you find okay, if not, I will explain it tomorrow. I will tell you, but I try to find it. It will be interesting if you go with. Okay, this is one thing. Any other good things? It's a slice. Yeah, Jairam. Any doubts till now? Please let me know if you have any doubts or any. If you didn't understand at any point, you can stop and you can ask. No problem. So I think we'll stop here because I don't want to go depth directly at one day. So next, I want to more concentrate on directly on interfaces. So just find me why we use interfaces in real world. Okay, that is another thing. Try to find. Generally, everyone using interface will define interface like this, but why we are using interface in real world? Why the concept? Why we are using that concept? So try to find that. So if you know the concept, you can understand it clearly. Okay.